Hey, my good people. I'm Rob Pasker, anchor for the Young Realtors Division of NAREB's YRDtv. So it's Monday, it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you know what that is. You know what time it is. All right, so for those that don't know, I'm going to let you know. NAREB is an acronym for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, the oldest and largest black real estate trade association in the country, comprised of over 90 local chapters across 35 states. NAREB is the network of black real estate professionals. The Young Realtors Division of NAREB was founded in 1996 with the mission of redefining the real estate culture for tomorrow's leaders by empowering the youth and communities through wealth building, career exposure, mentorship, professional development, and leadership training. With YRDtv, we are excited to have the opportunity to provide unique programming that will highlight and celebrate relevant information, policies, and real-life stories surrounding black real estate in the United States of America. So, YRD is a movement. We're a movement of leaders that are elevating and serving our communities. And, we need everybody. We need everybody. If we're going to push the needle of black home ownership in America, it's going to take all of us to move it forward. So if you're with us tonight, let us know where you're from. Tap in. We love the energy. Okay? It's about that reciprocity. If you have questions, put them out there. Represent where you're from. Just let us know you in the building. So tonight, our guest, we have a very special guest. She is heavily involved in just real estate across the country, and she was able to create a platform for herself by serving her community. Her name is Shanta Patton-Golar. She is the education chair of NAREB. She is a director of NAREB, and she has been passionate about real estate since she bought her first home at the tender age of 21 years old. Being raised in a family of homeowners, she has always understood the benefits of ownership and the opportunity to pass on generational wealth, particularly for people of color. As a top producing real estate broker and salesperson with more than 18 years of experience, she is the CEO of Patton & Associates Real Estate Group, empowered by ERA Brokers Consolidated. She is a sought-after thought leader in various industry circles and never grows tired of impacting the real estate industry. She was the 2018 and 21 NAREB Region 15 Vice President, and currently she serves as Director and Education Chair. She's gotten many awards, such as the prestigious 2021 NAREB Regional Vice President of the Year Award in 2021, 2018 NAREB Humanitarian of the Year, 2017 Most Influential Person, 2016 Emerging Leaders, top 250 realtors in Las Vegas. It just goes on and on. You may have seen her on TV. You may have heard her on Clubhouse with Race and Real Estate. She's putting in work, and she wants to come and share some of that game with us. So let's go ahead and bring her in. Madam Shanta Patton-Golar, how you doing? Welcome.
Hello out there. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm excited
indeed.
to be here.
We're excited to have you, and I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate you coming because I know you had a long week at the conference, and you put a lot in work helping to facilitate the classes and courses. So for you to take time when you just got back home, for you to take time to come share game with us, we appreciate you.
Absolutely. I'm always here for YRD.
So you're here for YRD. Let me ask you this off top. What does YRD mean to you?
YRD is what's going to keep NAREB moving forward to the next generation. YRD is who will continue to take us to that next level, who will continue to be the next group of freedom fighters that will take this organization forward and make sure that Black homeownership never leaves the thought of every government official, of every real estate professional, every association. We will make sure that they never forget the importance of Black homeownership.
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Black real estate, Black home ownership, Black wealth. And that's one of the reasons I'm a part of YRD, because it does provide me a platform where I can grow as a leader, leadership development, professional development, so that I can help my community at a deeper level and also touch more people in this real estate game. So can you tell us a little bit about your real estate background and how you got into the real estate industry?
Absolutely. So when I was 21, I was pregnant with my first child, and I wanted the best of both worlds. I had to figure out how to be at every birthday party, every school play, but still continue to be that entrepreneur spirit, in person that my father raised me to be. And I had the opportunity to go into real estate, which I did. So I went to school when my son was about 2 weeks old. And I continued on that way. I would put him to sleep. I would study for the real estate test. And from there, I just continued on. And here I am 18 years later.
Okay. Well, from necessity, and that's one of the beauties of the industry is that it does provide freedom. We have control of our time. In a lot of cases, we have control of our energy. So that's a reason that a lot of people have gotten into the industry. So tell us your realtor story. What brought you to NAREB?
Let me tell you. So I was heavily a part of the Realtor Association. I did not realize there was any other association but the Realtor Association. And then I was exposed to the Asian Association, the Hispanic Association, and still, even Las Vegas being a really small city, I had never heard of the Realtist Association. And then one day I heard some realtors right after a meeting talking about the Black Association. And so I was like, NAREB, you talking about NAREB? And they were like, no, the Black Association. I was like, what Black Association? And how come I'm not president of that association? So I went looking for them and I found them. I told them I want to get involved. They had elections coming up. So I immediately went, I submitted application, really knowing nothing but what I found on the website. But it was enough for me because there was people there who looked like me, who had the same struggles. And I was like, oh, there's a whole family out here I had no idea was there just waiting for me to elevate me. So I went ahead and submitted the application for secretary, which I ran, which I did get. From there, within about 2 or 3 months later, I became the executive vice president. I was putting the work in, right? Because I'm like, this organization is bigger than me and it's important. So I went in. A couple months later, I became executive vice president. 6 months later, I ran for vice president. And then the next year came around, I was president of the organization. I stayed president for 2 years. Then I ran for a year, about a year, and then I ran for regional vice president. They were like, nope, you need to go back and get some more leadership skills. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So then I went another year as president of Las Vegas, grew my membership to over 400 people. Then I went back like, okay, am I ready for RVP now? I got the blessing of Madam Reeves, and there I was, RVP. I stayed RVP for 3 years up until 2021. And then I ran for a position as a national director, as well as was asked by the president to come back as the national education chair. And here I go, right? And hopefully there'll be more steps for me to take to do my part in this organization.
Absolutely. When I first learned about your story, I think it was in Las Vegas. The fact that you grew your chapter to that large, that's magnificent. But I don't see any reason why every chapter in the country doesn't have that type of membership. Because we're out here, and what I find is that Black real estate professionals like you, like myself, I actually was blessed because my first broker was a realtist, but such as yourself, you didn't even know it existed. So we got to change that. But what are some things that you could tell local board presidents that want to increase their membership? What would you say to them?
So I would say see the need, fill the need. So instead of just trying to duplicate what other presidents do, duplicate what other associations do, you've got to find the pain point to your community. And if the pain point is lack of education, lack of technology, the knowledge of Canva and Instagram and all these different things, if lack of technology is where the pain point is, then you need to tailor your whole program of how you build members directly into technology. And that's what I did. There was a group that partied. There was a group that brought in, larger companies like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. But what no one had was this staying in front of the curve of everything that changed in real estate. So I made sure that NAREB Las Vegas was that group. So you have to figure out what the need is in your group. And also, one of the things I will tell you, if another organization can do it, if a title company can do it, if your broker can do it, and then that's not the event that you should be doing. You need to be the event. You need to be hosting the event that they can't get anywhere else. And then you get very strategic with your pricing. No different than if you bought product. What you're selling is a product. So you get very strategic with your pricing. They will determine whether they are involved in Black homeownership or they don't even know the struggles of Black homeownership. If it makes sense to their pocket and it brings them value, you can bring them to the table and then you can sell them a cause. But you've got to start somewhere first, right? So you bring the people, then the people bring the money, then you take the money back to your community. And that was my strategy.
Wow. You make it sound so simple, but that's what it is. Honestly, I think in business in general, it's about the need. Mm-hmm. What's the need, and what features and benefits do we offer to fulfill this need? And if you find a widespread need, you can have widespread results. So that's what it comes down to. So with your leadership,
that's exactly it.
With your leadership journey, you have ascended into national leadership in NAREB, where you now serve as a director in the education chair. So as chair, what's your vision for the education of realtists?
Madam President put me in this position because I am extremely passionate about educating realtists. So my goal is to keep realtors not only right there where they need to be, but I want them to have the foresight to really understand where the market's going to go in the next 2 to 3 years, right? So my goal is to bring them the absolute best speakers with the best experience that they possibly can. I need them to make more money from what they learn as opposed to what they spent to get there. So we need to be at the top of our market. And there are always times in this business as a Black real estate professional that we don't get access to the same things as others. So my goal is I teeter in both of those worlds. And so I take what I see and I bring it back, and I take what I learn and I bring it back. I watch the trends. I put keywords in so I know everything NAREB's doing or who's talking about NAREB, who's talking about realtors, who's talking about real estate. I try to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on in this market so I can bring it back to realtors. So one of the things when I came in, I said NAREB will no longer do one-on-one classes, right? It's time to elevate, right? So I took everyone, every time I plan something, I'm planning it over the next 24 months. So I'm saying, hey, if investment is where we need to go, then I need to take them on this path from this class to this class to this class to this class. So I'm building on them every time we do an agenda. So things that were taught and learned at this midwinter have been built on from Cleveland and will continue to be built on to midwinter next year. So my goal is just to make sure we always stay on top. We need to be the elite and the network for Black real estate professionals. And I feel like we can do that through education. So it's my number one priority.
And it shows. I mean, I'll tell you, I wish that I could sit in every class because it's just so much knowledge, so much information, so many reflections and epiphanies that's experienced. And I'll commend you. Alan Shelton here, he says you're the best education chair ever. As long as as long as I've been in NAREB, yeah, I mean, I've been coming to national events since 2019, so it hasn't been a long time, going on 3 years, but it's the investment track is phenomenal. The social media track is phenomenal. And when I interview people about what was their favorite parts of the conference, they're just like the classes, the education. So we commend you and we appreciate all the work that you do, because I tell you, I pick up gems. I feel so refreshed after coming from those classes. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
So, I mean, let's get back to your local market. You've built a successful business by getting involved and being a leader within the Las Vegas community. What are some best practices for realtists who like to connect and collaborate with organizations and government officials in their markets?
Right now I think it's easier for Black real estate professionals than it ever was before. So my strategy is not the best strategy. The strategy I used years ago, there's an easier way to do it because Black is so popular right now. So one of the things I would say is on NAREB's website, under who we are, you can find our history. Under what we do, you can find our 4 policy positions, as well as our Sheba report. That is my holy grail, right? So as I'm speaking to different people in the community, I'm using that. As we are Black homeownership, you can get the last 10 years of Black homeownership stuff. So one of the things to position as it might sound crazy, but what I did is whenever we would have our top 25 Black real estate professional awards of the year, I would bring in congressmen and senators and councilmen to be a part of it. And I would give them an award, because everyone loves accolades. So I would give them an award, which would then bring them to the table so they could see 2 or 3 hours worth of Black realtist excellence. And it would begin to have conversations with it. I also use that Sheba report to send emails like, hey, this is what's going on in Black homeownership. Well, then I took it to the local newspaper. I started to follow what they were writing about. And one of those things was affordable housing. And so I would send them messages and I would attach the Sheba report. And I would say, hey, I saw that you wrote an article on affordable housing. Feel free to reach out to NAREB. We are the voice of Black real estate and we fight for affordable housing. Here's a couple tidbits, from our latest Sheba report. Feel free to use it in any articles. Well, I continue to do that often. And before you knew it, they started calling us every time there was going to be an article written about affordable housing or anything on Black homeownership. So I used that report to get me in the face of other congressmen, political people, the news, whatever it might be. Now, recently, I have co-founded an organization called Make Homes Possible, which is a Las Vegas coalition to put 25,000 Black families in homes. And that's recently, we just hit our 1-year anniversary. And we do that through housing counseling, which NID is one of those. We use our Sheba report as a way for us to continue to see where we are. And then we partner with NACA and all of the nonprofit organizations here. We determine if we are all doing our pieces individually, we could come collaboratively. And so we went to the city of Las Vegas, to the state of Nevada. We then went in with the down payment assistance programs and we collaborated and came up with this Las Vegas coalition. So to me, that's only a year ago. It's been very successful. I think that's the direction that realtists and local board chapters need to do across the country, is to form a coalition, because that coalition gives more media attention. It also brings in sponsorship money that can be used to run ads and newspaper articles and everything that you need to bring awareness to our community. So that's my latest project and it's working really well. So I think that over the time, we'll be able to expand that, bring more partners, and I hope be able to do something like that across the country.
It sounds like with the coalition that you've created, you're creating a model that realtists can duplicate in their market. So I hope y'all paying attention, and if you missed it, just go back because she just gave the game right there. She just gave the whole game right there.
Reach out to me, call me, inbox me, DM it. If I can do it here, you can do it there. We just need to collaborate and get it going.
That's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant, but it makes so much sense though. So I know you're got just one more question for you. I know you're busy, you're ready to relax. Mm-hmm. So as much success as you've had what advice would you give to a realtist who's looking to take their real estate career to the next level?
Okay, I would say run your business like a restaurant. Just imagine your favorite restaurant, right? It opens the same time every day. You might go there for lunch every day and you expect it to be open when you go there. You expect the menu to stay the same, the customer service to stay the same. You expect all those things, right? And so if you continue to run your business like that, and if you show up the same time every day, if you put out the product is the same every day, if the customer service is the same every day, then you have built a successful business model. And on top of that, I also want to tell you that with businesses, right, the product doesn't change necessarily, but it can improve. The branding, might get a little bit old or boring. Those things can be changed. So not only do you build a model and that model stays consistent, but your brand has to evolve continuously so that you stay on top of what the restaurant down the street is doing now. Maybe it's called something sexier now than it used to be called. So making sure that your branding is evolving, but your customer service and your business ethics and morals and everything stays the same. If you can do those two things, you'll be successful no matter what, and you will move forward no matter what the market looks like. The most successful agents, when other people who aren't successful and have a damaged mindset will say, oh, I'm so worried about another recession. I'm so worried about this. I'm so worried about that. But successful agents always say, what recession? What this, what that, right? Because they're so focused on the game, they might have to change something, right? So when short sales came around, we weren't selling the way we were selling, but we still made money during that time because the business models stayed the same, but the environment changed. That was okay because you could pivot, you could rebrand yourself as a short sale agent as opposed to a buyer's agent, whatever that looks like, you could continue to rebrand. So I would just say, run it like a business, but be open to rebranding your business when needed. Don't be afraid to put a little sexy on it to make sure that you are staying relevant in your market.
I like that. Absolutely. Well, that's what it's about. I come from the restaurant background. I did fine dining for 10 years, and that's that mindset, at least the service aspect of it, that attention to detail, anticipating the guest needs. It goes a long way in this industry, but to take it to another level, I like that analogy. So thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for sharing all that you have. Do you have anything else you want to leave the people with?
No. What I will say is, one, if you're not a realtist, you are missing out because this is the network for Black real estate professionals. If you're not a realtist, go figure out. And it's not enough to be a realtist. You need to be a YRD member, right? Because you can be a realtist, that's the general population. But when you come over to YRD, we're focusing on building you up to be the next leader, right? So we are doing everything. We are collaborating. We are teaching and mentoring, learning from each other, but we are building the next leaders. So if you have an idea that you want to be somewhere better, or to that next level in this organization or any organization, what I've learned from this organization has made me a leader in all other aspects of my life, has allowed me to build out a speaker profile, has allowed me to be a real estate contributor on national news organizations. This was all what NAREB instilled in me. Right. And YRD allows us to then build up the next leaders. So it's not enough to just be a realtist. You need to be a part of the Young Realtist division. And you don't have to be young to be a part of it. Right. It's more of a mindset and where you are in your career and where you are in the organization. So be a member be a realtist, but you need to be a YRD member, too.
Absolutely. That's it. Alan is asking, he says, is that for under 50? It's not even about age.
It's everybody. It's everybody, Alan. It's everyone. We all young in where we want to be right now, right? When I'm 3 years forward in my leadership, I'm still going to be young. I'm still learning. I'm still improving. So don't think that it's just for young people. It is for anyone who wants to take their business to the next level. It's for top producers. It's for leaders in training. It's for current leaders, right? It's for people who want to and aspire to be a top producer. It's for everybody. It's for Black real estate professionals. It's for real estate professionals. You don't need to be capping yourself or your mindset into a certain area. We'll take everyone.
That's it. And we will. Hey, so Madam Shanta, we appreciate you. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get you some rest, but I know I'll be seeing you sooner than later. All right, I'll be seeing you sooner and later because we got work.
We'll see you in Tampa.
Yeah, definitely see you all in Tampa. So we appreciate you. This was amazing. You dropped so many jewels, so many gems. I learned a lot in this short amount of time, and I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. So I hope you all paid attention, and like I said, do the same. So until next time, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Let me know when you need me. I'm here for everyone.
I heard that. Yep. So there you go, Madam Shanta Patton-Golar. Phenomenal woman. I don't know how she does all that she does, but she does it, and it's not even about her. You know, she does it for the greater good, and with her work, she's affecting communities across the nation. I mean, it's powerful. It's powerful, but that's when you have a passion like her. NAREB provides a pathway for you to elevate that passion and change lives, and that's what's going on right here. It's magical. It's magical. So with that being said, coming soon, YRD General Body Meeting, 4th Tuesday. It's going down. Be there at B Square, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, the date is set. The location is set. Registration is going to be dropping very soon. August 2nd through August 6th, we'll be in Tampa Bay for NAREB's 75th annual convention. You don't want to miss it. It's historical because NAREB was actually founded in Tampa Bay, Florida. So you want to be there for that. You heard some of the previews that she's going to bring as far as education. And it's just going to be a sight to see. I can't put it into words. We just got back from midwinter, and I'm actually energized. I'm fired up. I'm energized, and I'm ready for some more action. So next week, you know we're going to be right back here next week, and I'm going to have my brother, Mr. Daryl Powell Lee, YRD First Vice President and YRD Chicago President, is going to be here dropping jewels. I want to give a shout out to my president, Madam Tamisha Wells. You know, I appreciate her vision. I appreciate the work that she's been putting in to take YRD to the next level, to provide structure for YRD, and to set and lay the foundation for young leaders to come afterneath her and just elevate it and take it to a whole nother level. So we appreciate her and all that she's done. We had a very successful midwinter conference, and I'm just so excited. But like she said, early registration is $449. Go ahead and book now. You want to book that hotel because the hotel is going to fill up. And you want to be where the action is at. Trust me. Just trust me on that. So until next week, you all be successful, make some money this week, and I'm going to see y'all right back here on Monday. All right.